Alright guys, so good morning. I hope you are doing well. So this is a short video on how to create Facebook login and then a sign up page. Yes, so let me find a picture of what we are coming to do, and then I'll take it right from there. So let me give you a picture of what we are coming to do. So this morning, this is what the tutorial is about. We want to create this beautiful Facebook login and a sign up page. Yeah, so this is what the whole video is about. So let's not waste much time, because I don't want this video to be so long. So I'll just move straight into the tutorials. Alright, so let me close this. So I have my project file created over here, and then I have the images I'll be using, which I'll put those images in the description, and then I have my index, and then my CSS file, so my HTML file and my CSS file over here. So I'm using Sublime this morning. Let me start from the beginning. I'm using Sublime this morning. So let's begin. So it starts by writing our HTML tag and giving it a title as Facebook login page. Then we link our CSS to the index file. So we link our CSS, so start.css, because that is how I have saved my file. Then I'll move straight into the body to work on the navbar. So I'll start by creating a nav, and I'll give it a class of navbar. Then inside it we have where the Facebook image is, and then let me once again bring the image so that we can be looking at it whilst we do the design, so that you don't get lost along the way. So once again, I'm bringing this on board. So we have where the Facebook logo is, and then where we have the login forms. So this is the nav bar. This is the nav bar. So we are creating the nav bar. So I'll include my image tag with a class called logo. Then I will input the image. So I have the image to be fb.png. Then I will move down to work on the form. So I'll create a form and give it a class, as login form. Then inside it, I'm going to create a div for. So I'm going to create a div for this email or phone number section, and I also put this one also in a different div, so that I can have a better arrangement of my form. So I'll create a div and give it a class called email. So I'll create a div, give it a class called email. Then in our previous class we learned about labels. Okay, then this case I don't want to use labels for the labeling. I just want to use a normal div. So I can create a div and then call it text. Okay, so I'll create a div and call it text. Then I'll put here email or phone. So I have something like this. Then I now bring my input tag. So the type is going to be text. Then maybe the name, but since we are not going to do any back end, we can leave that for the meantime. Then I'll come down and create another div for the password. So I have a class password, then I'll write password in here. Then okay, so sorry, not here. Okay, then I now have to create another div with a class text. Get it? Then I'll put here password. Yeah. So now I need to bring my input tag, and the type is password, because we don't want users, maybe if somebody is trying to log in, we use the type password because passwords are supposed to be secretive. So if you are trying to log in and there is somebody sitting beside you, the person wouldn't be able to see what you are typing. That's why we use the data type password for that. Then I will create a button, and then I'll give it a class as login button. So login btn, then put here login. So I can save my work and then go and refresh my browser. Where did I open that? Okay, let me just launch it again. So refresh my browser and let's see what we have. Alright, so it looks like the image is very big, so because of that we are not seeing what we are supposed to see, or we are not seeing the skeleton of the work. So let me comment the image out and then refresh the page. So you realize that we've created the two forms, and then since I've commented the image out, you wouldn't see it now. So whilst by the time you finish with the CSS, you realize that I'll bring back the image and then we'll style it to look nicely. So back to the CSS. So we have margin 0, then we give a padding 0. Then we can now move straight to style our navbar this session. So we want to give a styling to the whole navbar. So we are going to call the class navbar and then give it a styling over here. So I will give it a height of 80 pixels. Then I will give it a width of 100%, and then I will give it a background color of a linear gradient. So I have some color codes I'll be using. So I have 4869 F, comma, and then I have 3B5998. So I have 3B, okay, so I think 3B5998, then the 9 is just 2. Then the third one I will have 3B, so it's just the same thing. Yeah, so let's save it and then check our output. Alright, so we have this beautiful navbar. We are on a way of getting the actual result we need. So I can also give a border bottom of say 1 pixel solid. Then I'll put a color code over there. So we have 253A69. We have this color code for that session. So let's see what it does. It's not really visible. Then let's go ahead and then uncomment the logo now, because we are coming to style the logo. So we pick this class, okay, we pick this class logo, and we assign some stylings to it. So I can say position absolute, so that I'll be able to move the object on the screen easily. Then I will give it a height of 63 pixels and give it a width of 190 pixels, 190 pixels. Then I'll give it a left, so I want it to move away from the left side a bit, 13%. Then a padding top of 15 pixels. So let's save it and let's see what we have. So we have our image showing right here. Okay, so let me reduce the padding top a bit to 10 and let's see. Alright, so it makes it move a little up. I think that's okay. Then I would want to style the form. Yeah, so if you look at the original design, the form is on the right side of the screen. So I would now want to, and then it is displayed in a flex. So I would now want to style the font, the form itself. So I have to come and call the class, which is the form, the login form. I'll call that class and then I'll assign my styling story. So I want to display flex, and then I want position to be absolute. Then I want to make it move to the right side, so let's say left should be 58%. Then the top, I want to make it 15 pixels. So let's see what we have. Alright, so I think we are making a progress. So I would want to also change the font. I want to change the font family. So I would like to use this font. Yes. Alright, so I think that is the CSS we can actually assign to the login form. That is this div or the form, this form that is holding all the input fields. So the next thing I want to do is to target the div that is holding the input for the email, which is this one. That is what I want to target now. So first of all, I have to pass through the login form. Then I will now call that div email. Then I will assign the classes to it. So over here, what do I want to do? I want to create a padding left of say 10 pixels. So let's see what I have. Okay, 10 pixels. So I want the same styling for the login password. So I'll call the login form dot password. So this styling is supposed to affect this div. Okay, it's supposed to affect this div. So I'll do the same. I'll give it a padding left of 10 pixels. Then I'll now move down to style the writing. So this time I want to style this writing here. So I am going to go through login form, then I'll go through email, then I'll target the text, because remember we have a class in here. What is it called? Test. Get it? So I'll target it. Now I don't want to do a duplication of code like what we have here. This styling is the same as this styling. They are all giving the same padding left, padding right. Okay, so in order not for me to repeat the same thing, I can just copy this same classes here and then put a comma, then add it to it. Then I can get rid of this one so that I don't end up writing a very long number of codes. So what this simply means is that because of the comma here, this styling is going to affect this. At the same time, it will affect this as well. So since we have the email or phone for the email section, the test with a class called test, and we have the same for password, then I think I would have to apply the same style. So I'll just have to bring a comma, then I'll go to login form dot email, then dot password. So I should have password here, then dot text. So I have this so that I'll be able to write my styling to affect the two simultaneously without going to do it differently. So I want to give a font size of 13 pixels. So I want to give a font size of 13 pixels, and then I want to give it a padding bottom of say 4 pixels. Then I want to change the color to white. So let's see what we have. Alright, so we can see what is happening here right now. So I think that is what we can do with the text column. Now let's target the input fields itself. So without wasting time, we know that both divs have an input field. So I'll go again to login form dot email, Then this time I'm going to target the input itself. So I'll bring a comma, then I'll go again, login form dot password, then input, so that I don't do a repetition of code. So I have this. Now what do I want to give? I want to give a height of say 23 pixels. I want to give a width of 150 pixels. Then I want to give a padding left of 5 pixels. Then I want to include some border, so let's say border, I want to give it a border of 1 pixels, solid black. Then an outline. So first of all, let's see what is happening here. Now when I click inside, you realize that the focus has an outline. So I want to take the outline of none. So I want to take it off so that I don't see that focused outline again. So right now we are done with the input fields and then they are labeling. Now let's target the button. So let's target the button. So I'll go through the login form, then I'll call the button again here. So this I want to give it a height of say 24 pixels and then a width of 50 pixels, and then I want to give it a font width of say 600. Then I want to give a margin left, so margin left of 15 pixels, 15 pixels. Then I want to give it a margin top as well, so margin top 20 pixels. And then I want to, okay, let's see if we can give it a border radius of 2 pixels. So let's see what we have. Okay, so I think it looks better than before. Then what else can we do? Let's take off the outline. So outline none. Then let's give it a color. So we want the text color inside to show white, the writing inside, so white, which is not really visible, so we would have to change the background of the book. So let's change the background to a color code. I'll use 2D 5BBA, so 5BBA. Let's see what we have. Okay, and then doesn't really look impressive, but let's see what else we can do. Let's change the let me change the cursor. When I bring, I want it to change, so I'll change the cursor, and I want to use a pointer. So now when I bring my mouse, you realize that the mouse changes. Then let me give it a border radius. Let me give it a border of 1 pixels, because we have already given the radius there. Solid hashtag 224285. So we have this. So let's see what we have been able to produce. Alright, so I think this is okay. It's okay to go with. So I think we are almost done with the nav bar section. So a little more, whenever I bring my mouse to the button, I want the background to change. So I can change the hover effect by just giving it a style. So I have this, then hover. So whenever I hover my mouse on it, I want the background to change to 3B5998. So this, alright. So whenever I bring my mouse, I want the background to change, but this doesn't look like it's working. I don't know why. Let me try this. Okay, so I think there is actually a change. If you should look very close, you will see the change coming. Alright, so let's move on. Oh, okay. So I was supposed to call the class this. Yeah, so my bad. So I can now refresh, and then the change is taking effect now. Alright, so now let's move on to the other section of our design, which is where the user would have to create an account. Okay, so with this, I think this doesn't really look good. It should actually be per our original design. We're supposed to have a blue background, so I don't know why this is looking like that. Still talking about the button anyway. So we have, okay, let's move on. We will come back to rectify that problem. Alright, so coming back to, so we are done with the nav bar. Yeah, so I want to create a section. And then so that is where I'm going to have all my input forms and other plenty stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to have a div for the, let me show you, for this image. Okay, so I'll call it the like image or something. So I'm going to have a div with a class called the like image. I'll call it like image. Then I have this, so that is where I'm going to put the image. So I have an image here with, which is fb body, that is the name of my file .png. Then I'll give it a class. I want to give it a class of logo image, so sorry, like image. So let me just give it a class of like image. Let me just write this. Yeah, this. Alright, so let's refresh our browser and see what we have over there. So my image is not showing. Why? Okay, this is the problem. Alright, so I have my image here now. Then I would also want to create another div. So what I'm trying to do, I want to put this in a div and put this also in a different div. Yeah, so I also want to create another div for the sign up section. So I'll call it sign up section. Yeah, so that is where we're going to have our form. Then I'll put this, I'll create a paragraph for the create account. So I have a paragraph and I want to give it a class called account creation or create account. So I can just say create account. Let me just do this. Then alright, create an account. So let me just keep everything in small letters. Create an account. Then I'll have another p tag, which is give it a class of free. So I'll call it just free because it has something. I mean, how do you want to give the classes so that you can be able to use them in your CSS depends on you. We don't have specific classes for in the HTML that you have to give. There's a standard of classing though, depending on what you are doing and how you want to give the classes so that you can use it. So I think we have another test here that it's free and always will be. So I'll put that in that paragraph. It's free. So we have it's free and always will be. So it's free and it's always going to be free. Yes, indeed, Facebook is free and will always be free. So after this section, the next thing we have is the form. So I am going to create the forms over here. So I have to create a form and give it a class of say sign up form. Let me call it sign up form since we don't have that class in. So the sign up form, then I'll put each of my input fields into a div. For proper arrangement, I'll put each of my input field into a div. So I have a div for, so I'm going to put the first name, the second name or the last name, the email, the password, and the confirm password into one div. Okay, then I'll also put the birthday issues also at a different place. So let me just do that quickly. So I'll create a div for this. I wouldn't give a class. Then I'll create an input of, let's say the type should be text. Then I'll give it a class of the first name rather. So I'll give it a class first name. That should be the class because I'm going to use that to give it some styling. Then I'll give it a placeholder. So placeholder first name. So in our face-to-face class, I didn't talk about placeholders, but what they actually do is this. Let me refresh the page so that you see. So if you look inside here, you realize that we have written first name inside the input field. So that is just the function of the placeholder. I didn't talk about that in our face-to-face class, so I think the explanation here will do. So let me see the picture. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to duplicate this code. Let me give some spacing so that you can actually see what is going on here. So I'm going to duplicate this 4 extra times. Then I will change the classes. So I'll call this last name, then the placeholder last name. Then the second one, I'll change the type to email. I think yes, I'll change the type to email, or better still, we can just leave it as test, anything. Then the class should be email. Then the placeholder here will be asking for phone number or email. So you have phone number or email. So that is our placeholder. Then the next place, I'll change the input type to password because we are accepting the user's password. Then I'll change this to password. Then the second one to the input type should be password. Then the placeholder, you want to confirm the password, so you have confirm password. This. So let's see what we have so far. So I think we have all our forms here, and that is a great improvement. So back to this place. So I will continue by working on the birthday section. So go down a little, and then I'll create a paragraph for the test. I'll create a paragraph for this test, birthday. So paragraph, then I'll give it a class of birthday. So the birthday. Then I'll write here birthday. This is what is going to be visible to the user. So I have this. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, it doesn't really look nice because we have not given it any CSS yet. So like I said earlier, I'm going to put all this into one div. Okay, so I'll create a div, then I'll give it a class. I want to give this a class so that maybe if I would have to give it any styling, I will be able to do that. So let's just use this class here rather. So let's change the classes, call this one birthday. Then I'll change this class to without the underscore, so that creates a different inside it. Then inside this div, I want to do the month. So you realize that these are select patterns. Okay, so the month, the day, and the year. So I would just go by typing them. Very simple. So I'll use a select, okay, then I'll give it a class, I'll give it a class called month, so that is what is holding our month. Then I'll have an option, okay, an option. The first one should be month, okay. Then I'll continue by creating another option, that is June, okay, June. So you should quickly do this and then catch up with me as we move on. So I'll just make a duplicate of these ones, then I'll change this to February. So let's do the changes very fast. So we have March, we have April, then we have May, then we have June, we have July, then I think August, yeah. We have August, September, October. So we have this, so we can just duplicate again and then change October. We have November, then December. So I can get rid of the last two since we are not going to use it. So we have this select button, then we have another select button for the year, the day. So we have select, give it a class day, this is the day. Then I have an option, so the first one I want to put in the day. Then I have another option for one, so we're gonna have 30 of this, okay. So I have one, so I'll copy it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30, or probably 31 depending on whatever. Yes, so I'll come back to the top, then I'll do the changes, so very fast. So 5, we have 6, we have 7 8 9, this 10 11 12, we have 13, we have 14, we have 15 16, we have 17 18 19, then we have 20 21 22 23 24 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29, and then we have 30, then 31. Alright, so that is that with the day. So you can just arrange it anyhow you want to do it so that it looks a little bit better. Then I will have another section for the year, okay, for the year. So I have another select option with a class, with a class year. Then I have an option for year or years or anything year, okay. You can pick double years for your date of birth, so let us just be year. Then I have option, so my first option I can say from let's say 1970. Yeah, so let me just make a couple duplicates of this few, then so that the video wouldn't be so long, you can do that yourself. So let me say 1971, 72, 73, 4 and 5, and then maybe the current years I can have 2000, yeah, 2010 or 16, anything, and 2020 or something. Yeah, so you can make that duplicate for yourself so that you'll be able to get it. Then now back here we have some writings over there, so we can just go down here and bring a paragraph with a class of, say, bef text. So let me just call it bef text, something like this. Then I'll write why. So this is just a hint or something, so I can put a link here because maybe we needed to link to something. Then I can, since we are not going to link it actually, we can just leave it and then write some text here. So why do I need to provide my date of birth? Yeah, so I can have this. Then I think we can move down to this radio buttons and stuff. Yeah, so I'll move out of this div but still in the form. Yes, and then I would have my input field for the radio buttons and then other stuff. So I can just say input. So the input type, I want to use radio, this, and then the name should be gender. So I want to give it a name, gender. Then the value should be male. So we have male. So I can just duplicate this for the female. Then I think that's all. Then I will come down here and have a paragraph for the text that will appear along it. So I give it a class. Class of, say, font. So, or text. Let me just call it text. And then let's say male. I'm giving this one a class called text because if you realize I have some classes called text in there. Okay, so maybe, I don't know, but in the design process we may want to give all the paragraphs some styling. We can call the same class and it will work. But then better still, it's being there doesn't really spoil anything. So I'll continue by giving another paragraph for the female. So I can give it as a class of text, and then let me say text 2 if I would have to give any special class to only the female. So I mean, when we are doing the CSS, you will get to understand what I am trying to talk about. Then you have another paragraph which is talking about the agreement of terms and policies. So give this a class called agreement. So let me just copy this agreement. Then I'll put my text there. So by clicking, all right, okay, that's correct. By clicking sign up, you agree to our terms and conditions. So maybe the person would want to read the terms and conditions, so we have to put that in an anchor tag. So you agree to our terms and conditions. So we have here terms, data policy, and condition, or cookies. Okay, sorry, I think we have cookies there. Cookies policy. Yeah. Then I think this, and then let me see what else is there. You may receive SMS notification from us and can opt out anytime. Okay, so let's put that there. You may receive SMS notification, SMS notification from us, and you can opt out anytime. Okay, so this, I think this, okay, one more thing. There should be, because of the screen, the way I took the screenshot, we are not able to see the other part of it. But then after the person fills the form, there should be a button for the person to submit. So this button can have a class of, say, sign up. So we want the person to sign up after filling the form. Then we can just put sign up here. So I think we are done with the HTML version, or the structure of the project we are doing. So now let's move to our CSS and then see what stylings we can give. So let's start by styling the session itself, the session. So we have here section. Since that doesn't have any class, we just call the session, and that is the only section we have, the only session tag. So we just call that one, and then we will give it a height of, say, 616 or 616 pixels. Then we can also give it a width of 100%. Give it a top of, let's say, 80 pixels. Sorry, 80 pixels. Then we can give it a background of let's use a linear gradient of, let's say, there is this color code, let's say FD so FD FE. Then we give a comma. Then we can give another one of, say, EFF 1F6. So we have EFF 1F6. So we can give this as well. Then we can also give another color code of, say, E3 E6 F0. So you have E3 E6, am I right? E6 F0, yeah. So we have this. So the 6 is just 1. My keyboard is very fast, that's why that keeps happening. Then the last one we will give we say D6D, D6D 6D BEA. Yeah, I think this will work. Let's refresh the page and see. Alright, so we have some just as the image. Then let's change the fonts. Sorry, let's change the font type or the font family to what we initially used first. This. So then I think that will be done with the section. Now let's style the how do you call it, the light image. So we want to give the image a style. Okay, want to give, so this div that is holding the image is what we want to give it a style. So we have to call that, and then we write some little styling. So I want to give it a position of absolute, and then I want to change the left to, say, 15 pixels. Okay, let me use percentage for responsiveness. Then I want to change the top to, say, 20%. Then I think let's refresh and see what we have. Okay, I think something is happening here. The image has moved, but the rest of the things have been distorted. No problem. We will style it and then get what we want. Then I want to work on the, I think there was some text inside. Let me see the original design. Okay, so this text over here, we didn't include that in our HTML. So we will come back to the HTML again, and then we would include those text. So we just bring a paragraph, and then we have thanks for stopping by, we hope to see you again. So we can put that one into paragraph, say thanks for stopping by. We can have this, then we put the other one also into a paragraph, so we can say we hope, so we hope to see you again, so we hope to see you again soon. So we have this. So I would now want to give a styling to those texts. So first of all, let me give it some classes. So I can call this So let's say the like test, yes, and then I'll call this text. I'll give it another class, text1. So I can just copy these classes and give the same class here, and then call this text2. Yes, text2 or something, or maybe just no need for text2, just like test or something. So let's see how we can do with this part, or how we can style this text as well. So I will now go to my that div called like image, then I'll target this one. So I'll go into this, then I'll target the like text. So I want to give a styling to that, so I'll call this class. And let's see what we can do over here. Let's change the font family to this, then let's give it a font size of 25 pixels, then a margin left. So I want it to move, let me see what we have first. So this, so margin left of, let's say, negative 30. Margin left should be negative 30 pixels. I think this will be okay. So let's see. Okay, so we have something not really good, but hoping to get it right by the time we finish. Then I can now target the first one. So realize that we have a class here called test1. So I can just go straight for it by saying like image text1. So you see, the first styling is going to affect the two paragraphs we have here. Sorry, here, these two paragraphs. But then the next one is going to affect only the first one, because it's only the first one that have that class we are looking for. So we have this. Then I want to change the color. So let's say, let me change the color to, say, 08 3987. Okay, so let me do that. Then I can give it a margin left, margin left of 20 pixel. Let's refresh and see what we have. Okay, so something is happening there, not really visible. Then I can also give it a margin bottom, so margin B of, say, 5 pixels, not 55, 5 pixels. Then let's see. Okay, so that looks quite better, not accurate. I don't know why. Okay, so what do we think we can do to make it right? So let's take away this let me see. I'm trying to see how we can, because we are not supposed to have the two write-ups at the same place. So let's see what we can do about that. So let's change this and see. Let's increase this, or let's remove this negative from here, and let's see what is happening. Okay, so I think that actually have an effect. Okay, so let's make it margin left. Let's make it left, and let's see. All right, so this is fine. This is fine. So now we can continue by styling the sign up form, which is scattered here, which is not really nice. You can continue by styling that one. So I will come here and then pick this section. Okay, the section that holds the sign up detail. So I'll come and pick this section. Okay, that is where we have all our sign up details over there. Then I would want to give it a change the font family of that as well. Then I want the position to be absolute so that I can move it freely on the page. Then I want to leave a space at the left side of 57%. So let's see what we have. Alright, so that makes it look a little better, no? Then I will now move straight to target the form. Okay, okay, let me target the writings first. So I'll now move straight to target this writing. So I'll start with the sign up section. Then I'll target the create account, that is the writing here, this paragraph here, this one, targeting it. Okay, that is what I want to give some small stylings to. So over there I want to give it a font size of 40 and then a margin. So font size of 40 pixels. Then the margin, I want to give it a margin of 25 pixels top and down and 0. So let's see what we have. Okay, that looks okay. Then we can now move on to target this writing here. Okay, so in our HTML we give it a class called free. Okay, give it a class called free. So I'll have to go to my sign up section and target the class free. Then I will also give that one a margin. So I'm giving it a margin, just a margin, this, so -20 pixels and then 5 pixels. So let me see, this will do something. Why do I need to why is it's missing? Okay, so let me see what could be the problem. It's actually not visible. Okay, let me give it a font size and see, maybe after giving it a font size it will show. So a font size of 18 pixels. Let's try this, see if you will see it. So I think it keeps popping up somewhere. So what do we do? Because it's missing on the page, and I don't know. Let me take the negative off. Okay, so it's there. So we're actually not supposed to add negative. Yeah, so we have it. So let me rather reduce the value to say 14. Top and down 14. Okay, let's leave that. We'll come back if there is any CSS we need to add to that. So we move on to targeting the input fields itself. So I would come to this side. We want to target the input field. So we have a class here called sign up form. Okay, that holds our input field. So we go to sign up session, then we go to that form, then we target the input. Okay, so the input will give it a margin top of say 50 pixels. Yes, I think that should be okay. Let me see. Okay, that looks so big, but let's see what we can do. And then let's give it a height of 38 pixels. Then we give it a width as well of say 190 pixels. So let's see what we have here. Okay, we are getting to something, I think so. Then let's give it a padding left. Let's create some padding left of say 10 pixels. Let's see. Okay, then we can also give it the font size. We can change the font size as well. So I want to give it a font size of 18 pixels. Then I'll give it also a border. So I want some border to be there. So 1 pixel solid silver. Let me use silver. I know silver is a nice color. Yeah, this. So let's see. It wouldn't be okay. Then let me change the border radius. So border radius of say 4 pixels. It might be so tiny. So that is what is changing the edges of the form. You see. Then I think, let me see the original thing. Are we getting there? Okay, making some little progress. We may come back to do some few styling as well. Okay, so let's see. If we look at the original one, we have first name, last name somewhere, that is this one. So I want to create some little space here, just like the original one. So what I want to do is I want to increase the space here. So I'm just going to shift the second name, that's this one. So I'm going to target the last name. Yes, I'm going to target the last name. So I'll still have to go into sign up section, then sign up form, then I'll target the last name, then I will give it a margin left of say let's say 15 pixels. 15 pixels, so we can refresh. So it creates a little space for us over here, and that's a plus. And then what else can we do? Okay, so we can also target the whole form to do some little styling to it. So let's say the email, the password, and then that is this one. So this 1 2 3, we want to give it some other styling to make it nice. So I'm gonna call this, let me just take this from here without writing plain text, then I'll paste it. So I want to target the email, the class email, this one. So I'm going to target email. I'm going to target okay, I didn't change this. I'm supposed to change this class to password, and then change this class to also to password 2. Let me just call it password 2. So I'm going to target 1 2 3. Okay, so email, so comma, then I can paste this dot password. So it's the same CSS I'm giving to all, so that's why I had to use a comma. Then I have password 2. Yeah, so I've called all those forms, and then I want to give it a styling. So I want to give it a margin top. I want to give it a margin top of say 20 pixels. Let me refresh and see what we have, which closes the gap. Then I want to give it a weight. I want to change the weight to, let's say, 400. Let's try 400 pixels and see what we have. Okay, so I think we still need something small to reach the end. So let's say 410. Alright, that's okay. 410. So we are getting there, and that is a good progress, I would say. So now I think we are actually done with the form. So okay, let's take the focus off so that it will just be like this. So I'll have to come down here, and then let me see. So I have to, where is it? Okay, where am I? So I have to take the outline off, say none, so that it doesn't, yeah. So I think this is okay. Then let's continue from where we ended. So now we are done with the input fields. We want to target the birthday session. So we have the birthday session here. We have a paragraph called birthday. So first of all, we have to, I think we have to style the birthday, that is the one holding the text. Okay, we have to style that one first. So I'm going to style this particular text over here. So once again, I need to go into the sign up session, then into the sign up form, then I'll look for that my class called birthday. Then I would give it a margin top, margin top of 15 pixels, which will be okay, I think, just to create some spacing. Then I can also give it a font size of say 20 pixels. Then I can font width, I want it to be bold. Font width, I want it to be bold. Then I can change the color. So let me change the color to this. Alright, so I think that looks okay. Then we can now move down to work on the birth date or this one. So now I'm coming to work on this section. So once again, I have to go to sign up section, sign up form, then I'll target the birthday. So target that class or that select section. So that is what I'm talking about, this div that holds the input fields. So I can give this a margin top because I want to create some spacing between this and then the right hand. So I can give it a margin top of say 5 pixels. Then I would just, I think that's okay. I mean, we don't need to do anything much there. So I'll just come down and then target the month, the day, and the year. Okay, so I'll just take this once again, then paste it. So we are targeting the month. Okay, so there is a class called month. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So this select field is called month, this is called day. Make it smaller so that you can see, and the year. So I'm targeting the three of them at the same time. So we can have this again for the year, then comma, we have this again for the day. You see, so I can style these three and give them the same stylings I want to give without having to repeat it again. So I'll give it a height of say 28 pixels. Let's see, yeah, which makes it a little bigger. And then I think that's what I want to do with that. Now I want to focus on the day and the month and the year. So I'll just take this from here. So what I want to do is to give some, if you check the original one, there is no spacing. So I want to make these ones all the same. So I'll take these two, then I'll give it a margin left. So since the margin left is supposed to create a space or to move it away from the left, I would rather want it to get closer to the left by using a negative value. Okay, so I can give it a negative value of say 5 pixels. Let's see. Oh, I think that's okay. Let me try 6 and see. Alright, so just make it better. So we have this over here. So let's see what else we can do. Maybe we should add a width here of say, let me try this, I don't know. Okay, let's make it 100 pixels. That's not good. Then so let's just take it off. It's actually not giving us the results we want. Yeah, but then it's good this way. We can leave it that way as well. So let's move on by, it looks like the video is becoming so long. I need to wrap up and make it go faster. So let's move on by installing the text. We're almost done anyway. The text over here. So remember we have a class here that says birthday text. Is that not it? This one. So we want to give it a class as well. So I can go by saying sign up form. No, we need to enter the section first. So sign up section dot sign up form. So we have this. Okay, so we are styling the text section, this particular one here, this one, the one I've just highlighted. So we have to target that one as well. Then what do we do? Let's increase the font size to, let's say, 11 pixels. Let's see what we have there. Actually, it looks like there was no effect. I didn't see the effect. Let me make it this and see if something else. Alright, so we are not getting the effect. And what could be the problem? Because we are not getting the effect we want to see. So why am I not getting something right? Okay, target that. I'm coming. Let's see padding left. Let's give it a padding left of say with this 170 pixels. Let's see that too. did not take any effect. What's going on? Birthday hint, is that not what we are actually targeting? Yes, so what's happening? Okay, let me continue by giving it. Okay, so let's continue and then give it a margin top of say negative, let's put it negative 28, because we want it to move to the left side instead. Then I can also give it a width of let's say 150 pixels. Yeah, so let's see if there is actually something taking effect, because I'm not seeing the effect and I don't know why it's not happening. So let me target the A here and let's see, because it's still not working. So let's see what the problem is. Why do I need to blah 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 blah? Yeah, so I don't know, because we are actually targeting this class. Okay, I think I've seen the reason why. This is not in the sign up form class, so let's take this off and leave it this way. Alright, so actually there is an effect taking place over there. So this is just supposed to, or is it actually in the sign up? I think this is okay. Yes, because it's not working and I don't know why. I'm trying to figure it out. So you have sign up form, okay, so it's actually inside. So why is it not getting the class? Okay, so let me just bring it back. Let me see something, whether we are actually getting the class right. So we are not getting the class. Now I don't know what the problem is. Okay, I think the problem is here. Yeah, the problem is here. The spelling is wrong. Yeah. So sorry about that. That was the problem. Then which makes it look so smaller than expected. So let's change this to, let's say 11, so that it becomes a little readable. Then I think we can go by this for now. Let's finish up. So what I want to do is I want to give a little styling to remove the underline over there. I don't want to have that underline, so I'll just take this class in all the links. I don't want it to be underlined, and then I'll target the A tag. Then text decoration, I just say none, so that the underlines will go. If you can see, it's off. Yeah, so now let's move on. When I hover my mouse on this, I want it to be underlined, so I'll just come back here and then give it an hover effect. The video has actually taken longer than expected. Make it short as much as possible. So let's say I want to give it an hover effect of text decoration. It should be underlined, so the underline should come until I hover my mouse. Yeah, so let's quickly finish the other sections of it. That is, we want to target this section where we have the inputs, the radio input buttons and stuff. Then I think that will bring us to the end. So I want to enter into my sign up section, then enter into my sign up form. Okay, then I will now target the input radio button. So I have input where the type is, so we say where the type is equal to radio. Okay, where the type is radio, so this. Yes. So I want to change the height to 15 pixels. I want to change margin left. I want to move it to the left a bit of say negative 50 pixels. Then I want to give it a margin top of say 30 pixels. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay, some little effect has come. Then I'll target the female. Okay, I'll target the class female, or the one with the value female. So I'm just going to copy this code. So initially we're targeting the type, so now I want to target the value. So you know that in our code we have value male, value female. So I want to target value female. It's case sensitive, you should take note. Then what do I want to do to the value female? I just want to give it some margin left of say -100 pixels. Let's save it and let's see what we have, so that it closes the gap small. Yeah. Then the next thing I want to do is to target the writings, you know, the male female writings over there. So the class we have for it is text. Okay, so I want to target it by going down here. So I will just copy this, then I'll target my text. Okay, so my text, there you have a class there, text, we give it a class text. So I will target the text and I'll give a margin left of, let's say 57 will do. Let's try and see. Okay, which moves it a little. Then I'll give it the margin top. Now I want it to move up, okay, to be in line with the radio button. So I'll give it a margin top of a negative value. So let's say -15 pixels. Let's see, which moves it up a little. Let me make it 16 so that it will be in line. So making it 16. Okay, that's okay. Let's leave it there. Then I want to move the female to its position. So that was the reason why we needed to give a different class, or a different, this one called style2. Okay, so I will just have to use the same classes here. Okay, then make it target style2. Do you get it? So since the two of them are having the same class of text, the first styling will affect it. Now this one is only going to affect just the second one with the class text2, that is the female. So I want to give it a margin left of say 150 pixels because I want this female to move to this side. So let's refresh and see. Alright, so this is what we have. We've gotten what we wanted. Then let me quickly target the agreement session down here. Then we can end our video. So still have to go into my sign up section, enter into my sign up form. Then there is a class called agreement. If you can remember, we give a class here called agreement. No, that spelling is wrong. Agreement, yeah. So we take this here, then we can style it by saying margin top. So let's create a space at the top because it's too close to the gender. So margin top, we can say, let's say 15 pixels because we don't need a very big space. Then we can increase the font size to say 12 pixels, either increasing or decreasing. When we check the result, you see what will come. Then we can give it a width of say 350. Let's say 350 pixels. Let's see what we have. Okay, that makes it a little tiny. It's nice. Then we can change the color as well. So let's say we are changing the color. Shouldn't be really black, something gray. Oh, I think that's all with that one. So now let's target the button over here. Let's target the button, which is with the class sign up. Okay, so I'm going to enter into the sign up section once again. Then I'll enter into the sign up form. Then I will target the button with the class sign up. So the button, I will first of all want to create a space at the top of it. So I'll give it a margin top of, let's say, let me just give it 20 pixels. Then I'll give it a height of 30 pixels. Then I'll also give it a width of 170 pixels so that it will look bigger and nicer. Then I can also change the color to, let's say, white. And yeah, let's give it white. Then I can, what else can I do? Let me give it a font size of, let's say, 20 pixels will do. Let's refresh and see what we have. Okay, that is actually out of our work. Okay, let's finish and let's see what we can do about it. Correct that error as well. So let's say with that we've given a height. Let's make the font weight bigger. So let's say bold. Let me just give it 600. Then I can give it a border. Let me make some border around it of 1 pixel solid, and then let me use the color code here of 006116117. Okay, then I can also change the border radius to say 3 pixels so that it looks a bit nice. Then maybe I should remove the outline, because with the outline it doesn't really look nice like that. This, my styling doesn't look like it's working because I'm supposed to remove the outline. So what could be the reason? What could be the reason? It was actually working. Then let's see, what else can we do? Removing the outline. So we've removed the outline, actually it worked. Then I can also change the background. So let me change the background to a linear gradient color of, let's say, 774B85E. Yeah, let's use this, and then bring a comma, and then our second color should be 598B. So 598B, let's say 45. Yeah, this is a color. Alright, so it's a green color. You can use that as well. Then the last thing I want to do, then I'll end the video and then check and correct some other errors before we close, is when the mouse or the user move the mouse cursor over it. What do we want? But before that, let me change my cursor to pointer. Yes, so if come here, it's supposed to change to pointer. Now let's see what we can do here. Now if a user should hover over the button, what do we want? That's what we want to do. So we just want to change the background color using a linear gradient color. Okay, let's use this color here. Rather, if you hover your mouse this, and then let's change this colors over here. Let's change these colors over here. So I'll have my color to be 6FAD5A. Let's try this. Let's refresh. Okay, let me put in. Then I have hashtag 66A150. Then the last one I'll use 60974C. 974C. Yeah, so let's refresh. There is actually a difference. If you look closely, there's actually a difference. So we have this. Yeah, we have this. Let's do it this way. We have this. So there's actually a difference if you look so closely. But then why do we have our button outside the section? So let's go to the section, the top section here, and increase the height to say not 616, but let's use 61. Okay, let's say 620. Still not getting to where we want to. So let's see what can we do to correct that. So I want to let me see. So let me scroll up here and see what I can do. I want to move the form up. So sign up section. Let me look for the sign up section. Yeah, can I move this up a little bit? No. So let me just increase the. Let's just increase the this one to, let's say, 30. Maybe this will still not working. So let's make it 716, maybe this. Alright, so this worked. So finally we have been able to write the codes for the project, which I think it looks just the same as what we were supposed to see. So this is how we can use HTML and CSS to create our to create the Facebook sign up and login page. And I think this will do. So thank you very much for watching the video, and then don't forget to subscribe to the TechMark Solution on YouTube as well for more interesting videos to come, because actually this happens to be our first video, because the channel was created not long ago and we will need your support to grow the channel. And then I want to say a very big shout out to the SITSA Web Dev Club, that is the University of Cape Coast Computer Science and IT Association Web Dev class. So this was a project we were supposed to do in a web dev meeting, and then I've decided to also make a video on it for you so that you will get an understanding of what you are doing. So I'll be very happy if I can have all them, especially all the web dev, the SITSA web dev members, to sign up to the TechMark Solution for greater videos, because most of our videos I'll be doing for the class will also be uploaded to this channel for you. Then I also promise on giving you a video on GitHub, how to upload your file, create a GitHub account, and also create a repository, and then how to push your files to GitHub. So don't worry, the video is gonna come soon. Thank you very much, and then see you in our next video.